Hello and welcome back to some more Genshin Impact. So I'm going to be continuing the timed event Water Imp's Conjecture. It wants me to go to the body of water Fremine mentioned. It's right over there, so let's get this started.
It should be right over there.
Oh,
We'll be able to find something that'll help us with our search.
something was attacking me. Anyways.
This is it. We call this thing an echoing conch. It can detect special reflection waves in the water to help us with all kinds of underwater exploration and excavation efforts. Here, try it.
Okay, let's play the echoing conch.
Did you notice any interesting places? The echoing conch should have detected some just now. Let's go check them out.
Okay, sure. So first spot right here, pick up. I got material for Thelxie's weapon right there. Oh. Go up through here now. It's nice that they gave us those. Boost along. And I only need one more.
Alright, these should be enough. Let's head back to camp. Thank you for staying out here with me all this time.
You're welcome. So where is this located? This Dendroculus. Oh, it's right over here. And something is targeting me again, but darn it. Whoa. Let me get right in here very fast. Yeah, there we go. And now I'm gonna teleport away. Zuria Destri. Is that the lady who hired Fremine?
Ah, Fremine, you're back. I thought you might have been out diving.
I'm sorry, Madame Destray. I must have kept you waiting. I can report, though, that the construction of Thelxie is going quite smoothly.
There's no rush. I'm your employer, not your supervisor. And these two are...
Oh, they're two of my trustworthy companions. They're here to help me work on Thelxie.
Yes, I see. I suppose it's only natural for someone responsible like you to have some reliable friends.
It's really nice to meet you, Madame Destray. Are you Fremine's employer? Paimon is Paimon, and this is the Traveler.
She just said that she was his employer. Okay.
Greetings, my new friends. Just call me Zuria. You are both so adorable. The sight of you reminds me of little fairies under a cottage roof.
Well, I can understand Paimon reminding you of fairies, but not Aether.
Oh, do you really think so?
Do I look like a fairy too?
Of course. If my child had friends like you, then perhaps he wouldn't have become so obsessed with the tales of water imps. And I wouldn't have had to trouble Fremine here with this commission.
Huh.
Obsessed with the tales of water imps?
Ah, so you don't know anything about my request yet? I would have thought Fremine had explained it to you already.
Well, Fremine told us that it was a private matter, so he didn't want to just share it willy-nilly.
I see. So Monsieur Fremine is even more discreet than I had thought. As you are assisting him with the project, I believe it'll be beneficial for you to learn more about its vision and history.
Okay.
But it would be quite impolite of me to simply pile all of my troubles on you without your permission. So, would you like to listen to my story?
Yeah, sure. Go right ahead.
Sure, you can tell us anything. You've already said nice things about us, so we'll try our best to help you get through your troubles.
Ah, what a lovely little fairy. Then let me think of a way to put my situation into words. I'm sure you're already familiar with the tale of the water imps, right? Simply put, parents came up with a story, painting water imps as scary abductors in an effort to convince their children to stay away from the water. My child is rather special, however. While most other children are terrified of Thelxie, he's infatuated with him.
Infatuated? With a water imp? What a brave soul.
Yes, he told me that he thought the water imp might have just been misunderstood. In his mind, instead of singing to abduct children, the water imp actually sang out of a longing for companionship. As a result, he often goes near the water in secret.
Huh. So he wanted to become friends with the water imp so it wouldn't be lonely any longer? What a unique way of thinking.
Thank you, little Paimon. He indeed has always stood out from the crowd. He was actually diagnosed with loneliness syndrome when he was only 8 years old.
Loneliness syndrome?
Mm-hmm. It's a type of mental disorder. Those affected by it often feel extremely lonely and lose interest in many mundane activities. The syndrome is probably what made him so determined to become friends with the water imp.
Huh.
Oh no. Is it a very serious disorder?
If you were to become afflicted with the disorder, Paimon, you would only be able to say less than a fraction of the words you're saying to the traveler now.
No! Paimon won't accept that! We would have to find a doctor to help cure Paimon. Paimon has a 2,000-word quota for daily conversations with the traveler, and she won't settle for a single word less!
The family doctor has already begun to treat my son, but since the disorder is rare, there aren't many good regimens for treatment. He's also developed some new symptoms lately, such as uncontrollable delusions.
Huh? Uncontrollable what now?
Delusions.
Uncontrollable delusions. To put it simply, he can no longer differentiate between fantasy and reality, and spends all his time in his fantasy world.
Then what is he seeing in his fantasy world?
It's a dream that he often mentioned to me when he was younger. I've compiled what I could understand of his recent rambling. It goes a bit like this.
Once upon a time, there was a splendid and magnificent underwater kingdom of water imps on the Thelxie plain, 500 feet beneath the surface. Countless lovely water imps lived in houses made of rainbow shells and corals, tending to sea animals during the day and singing between fields of golden Tidalga during the night. Everyone led carefree and blessed lives until the day of the Iridescence Parade, the important festival during which the new king would be crowned. Before the festival, all water imps would select the most precious pearl they owned, wrap it in golden branches and leaves, and offer it to their most beloved prince. And during the day of the parade, the prince would cross a rainbow bridge made from all the offered shells, and accept the crown from his father amid the applause of his subjects. Finally, the new king would bless everyone with his well wishes. And as for the prince's name, it was none other than Thelxie.
Amazing! Your son came up with all of this? He really crafted a lovely fairy tale world for Thelxie. It's like a beautiful dream.
But perhaps no beautiful dream can ever last long. You see, the story ended with a twist.
Oh, really? The day of the Iridescence Parade came as expected, but countless monsters also arrived alongside the prince. The monsters were evil and cruel, and they struck fear into all the water imps' hearts. The water imps, adept at singing as they were, could not defend themselves against the monsters, so the kingdom fell. The king was killed, and the water imps were locked behind bars. The rainbow bridge lost its color and crumbled away. Wow, that got dark very fast. The prince was barely able to escape with the help of a mysterious masked individual, but he had already lost everything, and could only spend his days singing mournful songs. And just as the prince sang out of loneliness, so could his song only be heard by similarly lonely children.
How could the story end like this? Is that kind of fantasizing what caused your son to develop his loneliness syndrome?
Are we sure that this is just a fantasy now?
Well, it'd be more accurate to say that it was the syndrome that caused such terrible delusions to manifest. But in any case, the biggest problem is the patient eventually loses themselves to the fantasy world of their own creation.
What do you mean?
My poor child can no longer differentiate between imagination and reality. He's begun to see himself as Thelxie.
Now that should be a fantasy.
Perhaps in his mind, the loneliness he felt became the same as that of a prince who lost everything he ever loved or stood for.
Unless he's been possessed by Thelxie or something.
What? So that's what you meant by uncontrollable delusions. Then we have to help him snap out of it.
Alas, most of the time he acts as if he can no longer sense or interact with the real world at all. I've had several discussions with the doctor, and we think it is best to try to guide his fantasy.
Guide his fantasy.
He once wanted to make a picture book of his imaginary world, but since the disorder progressed too quickly, he never quite got past the first page of the book. If we could use this book as a breakthrough for his condition. Here, you can take a look.
Huh.
Ah, so Zuria's son also saw Thelxie as a penguin. Oh, he looks so sad.
What we should do now is help him complete this picture book. However, we'll lead the story to a different ending. One where the Water Imp Prince is eventually able to restore his kingdom with the help of his friends. We'll need to chase away his loneliness and sorrow, and let him perceive a world full of hope again. That's what I mean by guiding his fantasy.
But if we just need to finish the picture book, why does Fremine need to make a Thelxie as well?
Because we need to treat the book's story seriously, as if it's a history of things that have really happened. We'll need to go on a journey like Thelxie, and help him regain his crown and country. But my child can no longer go on a journey of his own. This is why I commissioned Fremine here to craft a Thelxie, and then I'll paint the journey with this Thelxie into the picture book.
Okay.
Ah, like a stand-in for your son! Paimon's starting to get it now. Oh, you really put a lot of thought into this, Zuria. Paimon still has one question, though. Where will we be able to find a Water Imp Kingdom?
Obviously, we've got to make one, Paimon.
There are some ruins on the seabed of the Salacia Plains.
Oh.
I've already asked Fremine to research them for me. We'll be able to use one of the ruins as the kingdom.
So what, are we gonna, like, film it or something? And then show it to the kid? I don't know. They're not gonna take the kid there, are they?
Oh, so we'll just need to act out a performance of, a brave journey through the Kingdom of Water Imps. As long as we chase away the monsters in the ruins, it'll count as chasing away the monsters in the Water Imp Kingdom, right?
Sadly, no. We won't just be putting on a performance. It's just as Zuria said. We need to take this seriously. And the only way we can take this seriously is if we choose to believe everything that's happening is real.
Okay.
So we'll be playing it straight? Or, making it a fully immersive experience? Oh, neither of those really sound right. Well, either way, we'll still be able to help, right?
I'll try my best. We've got this.
It's all right. There's no need to get that serious. It's not a big deal. I believe in my son. We can just see this as him wanting to stay asleep for a bit longer, because he's so enamored with his dream.
Huh.
Zuria.
Keep your spirits up, everyone. If we were to look troubled, my son is sure to become anxious as well. I should be heading back right about now to check on my son.
My dog started barking.
We temporarily moved to a place on the hill over there, so my son will have a better spot to convalesce. It's not far from the water, and there's also a great view. Feel free to come find me if anything urgent comes up.
Okay.
Understood. There's also one last thing. Since these two friends were able to help me out, I've made some more progress on Thelxie. I estimate that he should be ready sometime tomorrow.
That's great news. I must thank you all. With that in mind, how about we meet here in 2 days' time to head to the Kingdom of Water Imps?
Sounds good.
All right, everyone. Let's meet again in another 2 days.
See ya.
Zuria sure is a brave and optimistic lady. Fremine, do you think her plan will work out?
Let's discuss that over by the tent. There were a few things that I didn't bring up because the Madame was here.
What is it, Fremine? What did you want to say?
If you don't mind me asking, I would like the two of you to mentally prepare yourselves.
For what? Mentally prepare ourselves for what?
This is the first time that you've met anyone with the syndrome, right? I know you two are both really strong and will do everything you can to help the child. But with the syndrome being the way it is, if things don't quite turn out as we wish, I hope you'll be able to accept the outcome and not put too much blame on yourselves.
Fremine, why do you bring this up all of a sudden? Didn't we just promise Zuria that we'll be optimistic about everything working out?
It's not that I'm not optimistic. It's just...
You know this illness really well?
Ah, so that's why you looked like you knew exactly what she was talking about. Wait, Fremine, don't tell Paimon that you also...
Huh.
No. Please don't misunderstand. I've never had it. I've just seen many cases of it at the House of the Hearth, back when we lived under the previous director. They say there are many factors surrounding the development of this illness. I've heard everything from hereditary factors and one's state of mind, to environmental factors, and even ley line disorder effects. Some even say it could be caused by contamination from god remains.
Oh, really?
And from the cases I've seen, there weren't many positive outcomes. In the worst cases, the patient could even pass away.
What? It can get that serious? And here Paimon thought they'd just stop talking as much.
Yeah, that's just the nature of it. So, if you'll find it difficult to cope with the worst case scenario, I would prefer that you back out right now. I don't want you to help only to feel like you failed.
Not gonna happen. Don't worry. I've seen all kinds of strange and difficult things in life. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Paimon's seen all of those things too. No matter how hard it might get, we won't be scared.
Really? Then in that case, let's see this real-life fantasy adventure together to the end.
Yeah! But Paimon has a question. If this illness can really be as bad as you've described, then do you really think Zuria's method will be able to help? After all, we'll just be using a toy as Thelxie and some ruins as the Kingdom of Water Imps. The whole adventure will only be turned into a picture book for her son to read.
It might help if we make it so Thelxie, the toy there, can speak.
Well, I think it should be able to do something. To harbor a fantasy means that the child wants to save himself somehow. The only reason he's allowed his dream kingdom to fall is because he's lost control of his heart. But if we can help him regain control and escape from the darkness, we'll be able to change his world. Like helping someone who's lost their voice be able to speak again.
Oh, Paimon sees what you're saying now. Huh. How do you understand all of this so well, Fremine?
Well, maybe because I've also had many of my own dreams in the past. I even had my own fairy tale world, much like that boy's. I was able to draw a lot of support from it, so I believe in the power of fantasy worlds.
So the penguin town you mentioned was...
So you remembered.
What Penguin Town? Why doesn't Paimon remember? Is that also a fairy tale world? Don't leave Paimon in the dark!
Suddenly Fremine pulls out a diving helmet and puts it on his head.
Hey, why did you put that on?
Yeah, why did he put that on?
It's just one of my personal quirks. Please pay it no mind.
What, he puts his diving helmet on whenever he doesn't want to answer a question?
Anyway, Penguin Town is a peaceful place with lots of penguin residents. They're all really good at making clockwork toys.
So he puts it on when he's embarrassed.
And Pear is the town's triumphant hero, as well as the one who quietly protects the whole place.
Huh.
Pear? But didn't you make Pear yourself?
Well, I often think that Pear only came to me because he realized how much I needed him. So it's not so much that I made Pear, as Pear chose me as his friend.
Fremine, are you sure you're not losing control of your fantasies as well?
No, I don't think so. I can still differentiate between fantasy and reality. I just believe that the fairy tale world of my dreams must also exist somewhere. It might just be hidden, which is why it's difficult to see. Or it will only reveal itself at very specific times.
Specific times? Like when you put on your diving helmet?
Huh. Okay.
Yeah, that's the general idea of it.
Really? I just said that because you put on your helmet.
Have you ever observed the surface world from underwater? It's as if you're viewing a whole different world from the outside. It's a very surreal feeling. Both alienating, but also as if you're being protected by something. I have a similar feeling when I put on my diving helmet. In those moments, it's possible to see some truly wondrous things, as if a fairy tale has become reality. It's almost like a sort of miracle.
Really? Like a miracle?
Now I want to try on your helmet too.
Well, if that's in order.
Yep, that's in order. I'm just kidding.
Hey, don't you still need time to work on Thelxie's weapon? We don't want to keep you from finishing your commission.
Right. I still have to collect some tools I'll need to craft the weapon. I've got to finish everything before tomorrow. Thank you for reminding me, Paimon. I'm sure there'll be other opportunities for you to try my helmet. Thanks for all of your help. I'll be off for now. Let's meet up here again in 2 days.
Okay, 2 days it is. Oh, part 1 is completed. Awesome. So I imagine that part 2 is where they'll introduce the, like, side objectives. Ooh. It's all, like, glitchy and stuff. Yeah. That's a neat little effect. Oh, wow. So, motherboard troubleshooting. Is this the same as the thing that I just did before? The key to debugging the motherboard is in being familiar with the circuit structure. Connect the source of the signal to the receiving ends to ensure the signal is transmitted smoothly. So let's go ahead and go to the challenge for this. Is it right nearby? Yeah, it's that right there. And let's do this. As many of these as I can. Are there any that are... Okay, no, none of them are completely locked for me. So let's start this one. Broken circuits. When the signal passes through the inductive switch, the broken circuits of the corresponding color on the motherboard will be connected. You'll have the broken circuits of at most the 2 different colors in one task flat. So beginner and basic. Huh. Well, let's start. The debugging process features broken circuits. Broken circuits will immediately connect when the signal passes through an inductive switch. Yeah. So, oh. How are you supposed to connect these exactly? Huh. Oh, I think I get what you're supposed to do now. So, basically, no, that's not how you're supposed to do that. Man, I don't know how you're supposed to make these turn. No, I don't want to reset, but, like, how are you supposed to get them to turn towards each other? Why did they design it like this? No, I don't see anything there that tells you how to turn these. Oh, like that. Okay. Now let's go ahead. Yeah, that works. I figured that out by accident. You know, the method of getting that to turn. So let's go on to the next one. There can be up to 2 different circuits involved in one debugging process. Circuit starting points and endpoints will have the same color. Okay. So... oh man. You want to get this guy all the way up there, I think. So if I do it like this, and then this, like this, that'll work out. Awesome. Now that I know how that works, it's a lot easier. Before I was just pressing X, like on a single spot to add, but if you press X and drag, then it changes things. It changes the way it works. So now I have got to figure out how to do this. Oh man. So this guy has got to go up here, right? But, oh, I think I know what I'm supposed to do. But no, that's not going to work. Let's go like that. And then this one will go down first and then up like that. Yeah, let's go ahead and tell it to start, right? Awesome. I don't know if I did it in like the shortest number of turns there, but I figured I'd play it safe. After the debugging process has gone on for a while, you can use the debug manual to obtain clues about how to set the circuits up. Okay. So this one has got to get all the way up there, and this one has got to go over there. Oh, how am I gonna do this? This isn't looking good. Can I tell it? No. How are you supposed to do that? It'll make no sense to me. Let's reset very fast and try to think of this differently. So obviously that would go that way, but I can't do that because that happens. So I can't go up that way. Wow, this one is a lot more complicated. Unless there's a way to go up from here? Maybe? No, it has to go to the right. And this one has to go down. Oh man. Wait a second. That might work. Yeah, that might work. As long as... no, that won't work. How are you supposed to do this? It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't feel like there's enough space. I mean, you do that. Oh, wait, I'm dumb. Yeah, that works just fine. Just like that. It took me a little bit to figure that one out, because it was really throwing me for a loop there. But I'm glad that I did. When a signal passes through an inductive switch of a specific color, the branching path connecting the direction will change. You can repeatedly activate such inductive switches this way. Oh. Okay. So for this one... oh man, they can both go? But... no, that doesn't work out that way. Let's just see what happens if I tell it to go. Oh, okay. Yeah, the circuits weren't connected, but I had to see what was going on. If that's the case, then that going like that, and then that going like that should work out just fine. So let's go ahead and tell it to go. Yep. Very nice. It looked a little bit more confusing than it actually was. Now this one, it almost looks like the exact same thing as before, but it's a little bit different, and I'm not entirely sure why just yet, but we will find out if I just tell it to go first. Okay, yeah, that's not the way you want to do that, so I've got to tell this one maybe to go like that. Nope, that went the wrong way. Why'd that go the wrong way? Because I didn't tell it to go far enough? Like that. Delete that. Nope, it keeps happening. I'll show you. This switch right here, this thing, is telling this paddle to move to the right too soon. So what I've got to do is I've got to make this guy go down first. Whoops. Like that. And then connect up like that. That way it won't interfere. There we go. Simple enough. Just took a few tries is all. This is actually pretty cool. I like this. Although I'm not entirely sure how to feel about this one. Whoops. No. I want to connect that. And then that. And we'll find out here in a second what's going on. Huh. One of them got blocked. So, one of them... Whoops. Come on. One of them needs to connect like that. Oh. Huh. Okay, I have to do that the other way. So this one should go first, and this one second. Oh. No. Gotta do that differently again. In that case... Come on. Oh, good grief. I hate the way these work. They're very, finicky. So... That connected there, like that, and that one connected like that. Awesome. Again, a few tries, but it all worked out in the end. What matters is that you, figure things out eventually. So how am I going to do this one? Obviously I have to connect up to that, and that has to connect there. But then we have this one right here that we have to worry about. So let's just try it like this and see how things work. Nah, that's a problem. That is a problem. So first things first, let's connect you back like this. No. No, that's not how that's supposed to work. This one's definitely a lot more complicated. And I have 9 out of 20 of these circuits left. So I have to figure out where to place them to make this work. But the question is which one should I go with first? Should I increase the length on this? Maybe I should. Let's try that. Yeah, there we go. I'm surprised that that worked out. Let's go ahead and exit. Can I claim all of the prizes for that? It feels like I should be able to right now. So event details, whoops. I think I selected the correct one. Select that, claim, and claim. That was a fun minigame. Yeah, it got you thinking. And even though it was easy to mess up, it wasn't, like, terribly punishing, you know? Like, some of the minigames, it feels like you're being heavily punished when you mess up on them. Let's claim this and this. I'm assuming eventually I'll be able to claim a copy of Fremine. I don't know if I have Fremine. But it'll be nice to get them if it allows me to. And this one right here, part 2 of the story for this event, hasn't been unlocked just yet. Let's look at this very fast. Record of the search for glory. What's this? Complete Prince's Country to unlock. Well, let's take a look at this then, since this is another event. The Echoing Conscious discovered the trail of iridescent glory near Morte region. The abilities of the xenochromatic ball octopus may be of some use here. Huh. Let's go to the challenge. And it just wants me to complete the challenge for this to be able to obtain the rewards. So let's teleport over here and go over there. Actually, before I go over there, I should probably wait until 2 days later. So that way, if Paimon has anything to say about what's going on with this quest, then she'll say it now instead of like off camera, you know, because sometimes I stop and start recordings, or sometimes I stop recording, period. And I'm going to be stopping soon, so.
He's finally come to meet up with Zuria. Let's head over to Fremene's camp right away!
Yep, that's what I thought. Okay, now let's go over to where this is. There's a teleporter right here that I decided to activate since it's fairly close to where we need to go. When the echoing conch plays, it will display possible iridescent glory locations on your minimap and in your field of view. Collect the designated number of said glories to complete the challenge. Some materials require xenochromatic font aberrant abilities to collect. Okay, that's a good thing to keep in mind, because there's one right here. And I already forgot how you collect those. Oh, you just collect it like that. You know, the ability, that is. Collect the ability by using that one thing. So pick that up. And then there's these enemies right here. And I think I've got to defeat this guy to get it. Because it's glowing yellow, right? Yeah, pick up. Okay. And there's this over here. Pick that up. Where's the last one? It's got to be around here somewhere, right? Oh, it's right over there. It's kind of showing me the general direction with these, what do you call them? These boosters? If you see the boosters. So I'm supposed to attack these guys, right? To be able to pick up the final one? No. That's not what's going on. I can ignore those. Good thing, too, because fighting underwater sucks. Even with, like, the boosted abilities, it still sucks. What's this? Oh, don't tell me. I needed to fight those things back there or something? Am I wrong? Like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Oh, that's what I'm supposed to do. Okay. I just had to press and hold down R2. It wasn't terribly obvious that that's what you're supposed to do, but I'm glad that it all worked out. So let me go ahead and claim the prize for this very fast, and then I'm going to be stopping. And then in the next video, I'll continue this particular thing. And there's only 2 more of these, right? Yeah. But anyways, yeah, so thank you very much for watching. Next time I play, I will continue this timed event. Like I said before, in the previous video, I believe I said this, my main focus for the next few videos until I completely finish this timed event will be this timed event. So thanks again, see you next time, and bye-bye.